Today's short video is for the piece called The Reef. Its crotchet equals 60. If you have a clock in the room ticking, you will know and hear already that metronome mark, but I'm just going to check. On my metronome, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3. And I'll count 2 bars in, the first bar out loud, the second bar in my head, and then we will commence the playing. Pedal ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and So that is a great piece. It is full of all sorts of exciting things. We've got to take care of our arpeggios and our scales. And we've got these amazing big chords at the beginning, which are great fun. And we'll just look at those to start with. So it's like an introduction here. So for the power for these chords, the power isn't coming from our hands when we create a big sound. We're actually using the strength of our whole body. The power really is rather coming from the upper part of the back. Our upper back from our shoulders and coming all the way through into the hands. That's where the strength and the power is coming from. If we restrict it just to our hands and forearms, we get a really brittle, harsh edge to the sound. We don't often want to create that sound unless it might be something quite particular for an effect in a 20th century piece, a modern piece. So for these chords, we want to create this big warmth of sound. It's like a crashing wave. So yes, there's impact. We've got an accent and a staccato. So I release the keys quite quickly, but the pedal is holding that sound, and the weight is coming from our upper back to really create a fullness of that sound. I'll just show the difference in sound. If I created tension and thought I'm going to make it loud and I'm not using my body, I'm just using my hands, we'd hear something like this. And that's like already really uncomfortable. That's really horrible to play like that. Don't do that. So we want to have a flexibility from the wrist. We want to have a softness so that we can cushion our fingers on impact of those chords. But the strength of that has come from our whole body. It's rather like, I don't play tennis, but I imagine if I was going to try and hit the tennis ball with my racket as a serve, and instead of following through with my arm, I just see that ball approaching and my arm is stiff and stops the moment that I have had impact with that ball. Now, it's probably going to affect that in a certain way, but what I've seen is that people use their whole body, and the strength of swing from the body comes all the way through, and the impact, after impact, it continues. So you don't just stop and hold the tension here, okay? That's the same with these chords, especially at the end when it's F, F, F. Like that's as loud as we can play. So it's really cool to play on this piece, introducing this idea of these big chords. Another thing that's good fun about these chords is the parallel movement as we go up an octave. There isn't time, I often see this, oops, and I'll get two hands, one hand move and then the other hand get it. There isn't time for that, and also this is a great piece to start this process of often we are moving the hands in parallel motion like that. So keep the wrists the same distance from one another and move up together. You might want to imagine that I always sort of think, oh, here we go, they're moving together, beep, 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 this vehicle is reversing. And then we get there. And another thing that we think of is that there is an elastic band around my wrists, and I don't slacken off that elastic band, and I don't make it tighter either. I keep it the same as I move. So you can practice that moving these octaves. It's really nice. Now, when you get into bar 5, take care over the coordination here of pedal but staccato, that's a particular effect, then releasing the pedal for the scale, which has a crescendo, and now a diminuendo through the arpeggio with the pedal for that glistening effect. Staccato notes within the pedal create quite a different effect. So this moment, I think, requires a lot of attention to the detail. There's a lot to get your head around with the coordination as well. And then bring it to life by really imagining this little surge of the ocean, the surge of the water in these waves. This piece is called the Reef. So I don't know if you've been snorkeling and you feel that motion of the water, of that current, as you just pushes you from side to side. If you haven't been snorkeling, then you can think of the beach when the water just laps on to the sand and then comes back, laps forward again and then back. So you feel this motion when we have these figures in the music, and then it retreats, the water coming forward and retreats again there. Build up the suspension here, like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Suspense, I mean, crescendo. To make a really powerful bass note, the pedal is released here. I quite like coming off and adding a bit of pedal to that sound. To make a strong sound, you might not want to use a little finger here. It's not that strong, is it, compared to them? I would use a finger 3 because I'm equally balancing the weight of either hand, and it's really strong. And again, a whole arm weight going through that note here. If you want to support it with even more strength, you can put a 3 and a 1 together. Not really required for that note, but often we would use that to support, particularly if you need to give some kind of Bartokian accents to 21st century repertoire, so you would support with the thumb. You don't really need to do that here. I'm not going to do that there. I don't think I need it, but if you feel like your hand's a bit weak, then you could support that a little bit. So, great. I love that piece. Have fun.